On my Q&A vid, since some people had some questions to ask, obviously, which is what I hoped, or else I would have never made one. Something stuck in my computer. So, just jump into that and try to knock this out. Dovington asked, what was my favorite and least favorite LP done so far? I'd probably say my favorite one was Brutal Mario, and the least favorite one was Viking World, because it was very glitchy, not well done, and had an impossible to beat level. Literally, could not beat it. He ran out of time. Knoxville C8. If I mispronounce your name or say something wrong, then don't get mad. Come on, there's just too many names, especially further down the list. There's some bad ones or harder ones to say. He asks, in any hack not counting Kaizo, what pissed me off the most? Several hacks. Finding secrets in any hack, which was Super Mario World Returns. What else? VIP2, you need secrets. Plus World 1, I guess. Plus World, whatever you want to call it. So anything like that. Viking World with its impossible level pissed me off. And British World, because it was hard, pissed me off. Werewolf Lord 911 asked if I was going to do more than one Fallout 3 normal video a day. Now, I don't know what he means by that. I don't know if he means Broken Steel videos or all together videos, but right now it's just 3 Broken Steel videos a day, and then once that's done, it'll probably be like anywhere between 1 and 3 of the normal videos. X Tacticality X asked, what is the most embarrassing moment in my life? Well, I really don't have many. I really don't do stupid things or try not to do stupid things, but probably the most recent one to date was that in school, for some reason we were discussing dreams, or we were discussing the news, and I said something really stupid that I thought I saw on the news, but it really turned out to be a dream, and it took at least 20 minutes to convince me that it wasn't on the news. But it was just such a real dream. You know, you have those dreams where you just think it's so real that it's real. So when you wake up, you're like, did that happen, or did I just dream that? So it was a dream, and it took probably about 20 minutes for me to go, oh yeah, that was a dream. Whoops. I'm not sure if this was an actual question, or how to say this. It's either a Bassett 22 or a Bassett 22. He asked, can I tell him what order people sub? If you can, I don't know. Other than that, no, I don't think you can tell them what order people sub. And going to Hayden's question, which is further down the list, who are my first subs? The only few people I can remember that were commenting on my stuff were Video Game Freak, who unsubbed me. He was my first sub, and I talked about him in the channel update video. Marth subbed me early on. X Radical subbed me early on. Someone named Andrew C with some numbers subbed me early on, but he kind of died. He dies every so often and comes back. And those were the few first people that I remember. I know, I think Deadly Ninja. Can't. I'm blanking on his name. You know who I'm talking about. I think he subbed me kind of early on, but other than that, I really don't know who. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been like 8 months, 9 months almost. 7, 8, somewhere around there. But other than that, those were the only few people I can remember that subbed me early on. Lopez fan, not 7093, everyone loves numbers in their name, asked, do I hate underwater levels in Mario hacks, and why? Well, since I bitch about them constantly, yes I do. And why? Because it slows down the action. They're boring and tedious, kind of. If you put a whole bunch of chomps down there or a whole bunch of those stupid Rip Van Fish, it's going to be annoying. Those levels are horrible. Mostly because they slow everything down. Matthias 12, I believe it's XII. I'm assuming he means 12. He wonders where I got my interest for video games. Well, when I was 2, which we're now going back to 1990, my cousins had an original Nintendo, and they had Mario. So they would play it, and they would give me a controller to play with. Too bad it wasn't plugged in, so I would think I was playing when they were just playing. It's a really good trick to, get rid of your annoying younger siblings and, make them think like they're playing. So I have to say my cousins. Eventually, they found me playing Nintendo with a real plugged-in controller, and I was actually doing okay for a 2-year-old, I guess. So that's where the interest came. Uh, believe Itachi freaking rules. He asked, why is The Office always on my TV, and why don't I actually watch it? It's always on because it's a sound filler for the background. So, like right now, I have Dragon Ball Z on because my internet sucks right now and I can't stream stuff. It happens every so often. If you don't have Comcast, I suggest you don't get them. They are kind of crappy. But it's a sound filler, pretty much. Because when it's silent in my room and I'm talking to myself, someone's bound to come in and wonder who I'm talking to. And that'll just mess the video up. So, why don't I actually watch it? I've watched every single episode probably several times, except for the 5th season. The camera decided to so rudely die on me during the last recording. I'll just have to edit this together. But to finish that up, I do watch The Office. I've seen every episode several times. It's still funny. I haven't seen the 5th season yet because it's not on Netflix, and that pretty much sums up that question. Frogert X asks, what are the specs of my computer? Because he's a computer nut, apparently. So, I have a HP. Before I get into this, let me tell you that my computer was free. As some of you know who subbed me early on, I had computer problems back in December, and my computer basically died and I couldn't do anything. So there's probably like 2 or 3 weeks where I didn't do anything, and that's probably unheard of now since I have stuff going up like every day. But I have an HP. My processor is an Intel Pentium dual CPU. It says E2200, 2.2 gigahertz. I'm not the biggest computer nut. I know enough to get by, but I don't know, everything. I'd like to know a lot more, but just I don't know. I know enough to get by and to help people around me. I have Vista. Unfortunately, I have 64-bit, which I don't like 64-bit. Not as many companies make drivers for 64-bit. Wish I had 32. And pretty much a standard with Vista, at least I have 3 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know the motherboard I have, but for the GPU it says NVIDIA GeForce 7100 / NVIDIA NForce 630i. I'm sure you can pretty much figure out what I'm trying to tell you, but I'm not the biggest computer guy ever. So there you go, there's some of the stuff about mine. And it was a free computer, so it's not like I handpicked it out and I was like, hey, it's the best computer ever, nothing can top this, because I know for sure there's a lot of stuff that can. But moving on, I need to find out next. Punk105 asks, favorite 360 game of all time? Probably Call of Duty 4, just for the multiplayer aspect. And without going too much into detail, the next person, WildKid4678, asks, it's a Call of Duty question. He asks, he's trying to get the golden Uzi, but Scorpion is just too hard to use. So my tip for him is that